Okay, so today we like to talk about something, maybe daily practice, all right? Daily practice. What is how do we call it daily practice or spiritual practice? Now, when we say like that, no matter for we say whether monks or nun or lay people, so we need to have goal, okay? Or we call it aim, purpose, or goal. So we need to be clear about this. So what do you want? Do you want to be a bodhisattva? Or do you want to be arahant? So you have to know, okay? So maybe for me, some people prefer to be, even though people normally say Theravada, there's no bodhisattva, but actually people in Theravada also can practice kind of like helping others, right? Helping others. Like Thomas, even though yours is underpaid job, but you take the job because your mind also inclined to help others, right? So this is more on we call it bodhisattva path on the way. So another one is help ourselves first. Help oneself first. Ourselves, okay? Once, how you call it? Help us first, okay? Instead of help us first. What is the English word? Help ourselves, ourselves. Right. So this is more arahant. So you need to find which path you want. Either you want to choose on A or B because it's very different. All right. If you want to help A, your mind should more on metta, okay, and patient, kandi, tolerance, patience. So we call it kandi parent. And if you want to be more arahant, you need to practice more vipassana. Means that preference on. This means that you need to practice wisdom more. So it's different, and also there's one thing to do. Another thing is we need to consider our time length, right? That's how we say like Thomas, he requests about Maranasati. So let's say if you think that in your life you have 10 years left. So the planning of 10 years left and planning of 1 year left is very different. 10 years left, you can leisurely plan. You can spend more time on practice. But if you have only 1 year, or you feel that within this 1 year, you want to achieve something good in your spiritual practice, then it's different. How we practice. Okay. So if you find you are, we call it shorter time, then you need to do more Maranasati, contemplation on that. More. Why? Contemplation on that. Because it will give you more sense of urgency, okay, more strong practice. So you have more effort. Because it's true. Imagine if you feel that you have maybe you say you have a longer time. Maybe you feel that you still have like, for example, you think that like 10 years. So maybe at these 10 years, to you, you want to help people. To you, you want to practice slowly. To you, you want to appreciate your family better. You want to spend more time with them. So it gives different feeling to the practice. All right. So you have to be clear which one is your priority. You want to help people or help others first? For me, now, I feel that I'm more on Bodhisattva path because I feel that I want to help more people. All right. And let's say when I 80 years old or 90 years old, at that time I will practice more on wisdom. Now I feel I'm more on metta and more kanti, right? So this will really give us different sense of direction. Okay. Now metta, karuna, mudita, and upekkha, we already mentioned yesterday. So it's not so difficult to practice. I think you all can roughly get it. All right. Now, how about our attitude of life? Okay, now we are talking about these two, you need to be clear. Second thing is like we call it attitude or we call it tendency. Like according to Mangala Sutta, right? So he suggests we do the tapo. All right. On that day I share with you. Another one is Brahmacariya. Tapo means kind of like we call it strong practice. I would say it's strong practice. And Brahmacariya means it's more a noble practice or higher practice. So this we can include the four Brahma Vihara. That is the metta, loving kindness, karuna, compassion, and then the mudita, rejoice, and then the equanimity, upekkha. So I think you're all familiar with the Pali already. Loving kindness, compassion, we call it rejoice. Sometimes the best translation, I think austerity joy is also quite nice. Altruistic joy. And then the equanimity. So we can combine these two. Sometimes we need to, this is more on, you need to restrain senses, right? Need to be, do some kind of like fasting or whatever. But normally in Buddhism, we are talking about control our senses, not to say we need fast. But if you're keeping 8 precept, like when you keep 8 precept, you already notice that you are doing half fasting because after lunch you are not eating. So anyway, we are doing tapo. And how does it help us keeping 8 precept, right? When you see the 8 precept, besides restrain the senses, we are actually letting go a lot of uh let go the sensual wish or desire. For example, like no perfume, not beautifying the body. So you make your senses easy, more restrained, and this will actually help our practice. So this means that we stop the indulgence on six sense base. Right? And Brahma Vihara is much more on how are you going to upgrade. Now, when I doing the writing on this Tapo and Brahmacharya, what I understand is this Tapo, when I see this Tapo and when I do the this Mangala Sutta, I try to find some new point. So when I look at this Tapo, I find it is kind of like saying it's like no all the time. Because you say you don't do this, you don't do that, uh, and it's like stop our wishes. Okay. Now you know our mind. When every time when we stop the mind from doing enjoyment, right? Don't eat this one, don't eat the one, don't enjoy yourself, don't put perfume, don't go in karaoke and don't do this, don't do this. Now the problem is, do you think our mind happy with us when we try to restrain it? The mind is not happy, right? The mind actually after a while, at first it will be kind of like good boy or good girl. Yes, you follow instruction, don't do this, don't do that. Yes. But after that, it get not happy. Now, what we do is we need to channel the mind to something it will be happy. Something you say, yes, you can do it. Okay. Why yes? Yes means that instead of telling the mind you don't enjoy yourself too much, now you tell the mind, yes, you enjoy yourself. But how does it enjoy? It enjoy by helping others. Okay? So yes means no means don't enjoy. So it's kind of like the mind you feel that yeah, I'm being punished all the time. Imagine you try to teach because we have children here, so we know if you're going to teach the children, tell you don't do this, don't do that, don't do that, then the children after a while they will fight back. Fight back means they will do in their own way, right? So instead of don't enjoy, now you tell me, yes, you do enjoy. But what do you enjoy? You doing enjoy means doing good deeds, right? Like helping others. Okay. Uh, Metta is more on helping others. Compassion is you feel compassionate, feeling compassionate. And then mudita is rejoicing on good deeds and so on. Right? So now actually we are training the mind in both ways. Upekha is learn to keep the balanced mind. Okay. So it will give the sense of direction to the mind. All right. So either you want to bodhisattva path or you want to be arahant. So we see the time length and we see we call it attitude of mind or tendency of mind according to Mangala. Right. We are training the mind. So this is actually in Vipassana practice is considered as a Chittanupassana. All right. So it's how you channel the energy because nowadays is like even in Myanmar, teaching the youth or young people is not easy. Not easy. Last time the young people are very obedient. You say something, yes, they follow us. Now because they have exposure to the media, their environment is different, and most of people like us now we live with our handphone. So in fact they can don't listen to us because they just watch their handphone all the time. So it's not easy to train them, right? So what we do is we need to know how to make the mind happy. For us to be on the spiritual path, we need to help train the mind to go instead of try to deny so much. Train the mind to go to something it enjoy. Okay. Now, if Thomas, you are doing, of course, you are consider having a salary, you are having as a work. But if you don't enjoy your work, sooner or later you will change your job, because doing caretaking as an administration, facing all sort of people is actually very tiring, right? And also everybody have different pattern, right? They come with all different story, different pattern. So you need to train your mind, okay, from this restraining to enjoying the process of helping others. Yeah, even though they don't appreciate sometimes. That's the thing. Sometimes it's like sometimes we call it we are feeling like a fool, We are helping people all the time. Like sometimes our center very funny, We have people coming here at 11 o'clock. I say why they come at 11 o'clock? It's a lunchtime, right? When they come at 11 o'clock, they're supposed, it's understood when you go to monastery and nunnery, you go 11, you're supposed to bring some food to give donation, right? But they come at 11 o'clock, they are not coming to give food to us. They are, in fact, they are expecting to get food from us. So they were hanging around 11 o'clock. So after we eat, we get extra food. So we have to give them the food, right? Yeah. So I was thinking, hey, how come the culture is different? But sometimes when we deal with poor people or people with lots of needs, we really have to be practice lots of, we call it like kind of like bodhisattva lah. Maybe we want to upgrade our path. So instead of thinking that we are doing the arahant, we are more on the trying to be a Buddha to be. So we need to have more tolerance and patience. Yeah. So sometimes those people hanging around and they tell something. So we, beside giving them rice, we also have to give them coffee. But nowadays we stop giving coffee because coffee also very expensive. Everything in Myanmar is the price is so much. Okay. So today I'm talking about this now. So it's more on talking about how do we practice in our daily life. We need to be clear about our purpose. So if you want to help yourself, you need to practice more on Vipassana. Now on Vipassana, all right, so few point here. I find that a lot of people are doing Vipassana, but I don't think they are doing in a quite correct way. Because when you are doing Vipassana, you need to first get a right view. It's very important. Right view means on mind and matter. And then discard the perception of self. So if you don't have this right view, no matter how strong is your practice, you can do walking, sitting, but you will get angry very fast when people say something, start your weak point or whatever. You get very frustrated. You want to fight with them. All right. So make sure you get the right point. Because if you don't get the right point, maybe you can sit perfectly for 1 hour or 2 hours, but you might get angry very easily. Why we get angry? Because the reason you get angry is very easy. You don't get what you want, then you get angry. And when you get something you like, we get so excited. Like yesterday, we say all this exaggeration, we get carried away, right? So you get the right view, and then after that, you get the right practice. All right. Right practice means you do the satipatthana on the body for foundation mindfulness. You focus on the uh, as object, body, feeling, mind, and mental state means everything. So in this way, if you know your so right practice, all these satipatthana, this is we call it the object. So we need to know how you put the mind in the right way. So you get the right view, means that you understand there's no I, there's no mind. Then no I, no mind, no he, no she. Then after that, where's your object? So if you know that you need to focus on body, feeling, mind, and mental state, so it's very easy whether you're practicing Mahasi method or you're practicing Shumin methods or you're practicing the Chittanupassana, all are same, right? So now Mahasi method. So we have the open awareness. We also have a Pa'al method. I think by now you all can see the difference, right? And we also got Goenga, and we also have Mogok. Okay, there are many methods here. Okay, now we start with Mahasi. Okay, how many of you practice Mahasi before? And what do you know about Mahasi method? Okay, start with Sister Kahun. Have you practiced Mahasi method before?
Uh, yeah, but very basic now because I just started Vipassana not long ago.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
What do you
started with
know about
Metta.
Mahasi method? I mean, how much do you know? I just give
Um,
some idea, right?
so,
Mm-hmm.
for Mahasi method, I mean, what I learned, okay, what I
Okay,
learned.
Huai Ren. Yes, yes. Okay, no problem.
What I learned, teacher teach us the method of meditation, the walking, sitting, and the purpose, right, is to follow the noble eightfold path, understand the right view, and also to understand why we do the walking
Mm-hmm.
meditation and understanding the Mahasatipatthana Sutta.
Okay.
We
So
actually they actually go through the Mahasatipatthana
Padana Sutta. All right. So yes. So you go through this one. So the practice is based on Satipatthana Sutta and to understand the Nama Rupa, right? Okay.
yes.
So
Uh,
ultimately, all this purpose is for us
to see
to
the
see
three characteristics
to
of
understand
uh,
Namarupa,
anicca,
my
dukkha,
matter,
and anatta. Yeah.
with the anicca dukkha means impermanent suffering non-self, okay? So we call it having the characteristic. Because these three are, we call it the universal characteristic, right? So we call it general characteristic. Now, you can find this in Mahasi. You also can find it in open awareness and Pa'ao is samatha first vipassana. Goenka also can find. So we can put this together. Now, what I know is Mahasi is much more, because I start with Mahasi, Mahasi actually start with the Kayanupasana. It actually emphasizes more on Kayanupasana because there's a systematic way of how you sit. You all know, right? How you sit, how you walk, how you stand, and you don't find such detailed instruction with other tradition, right? For example, how you walk, there's a method of walking. How you sit, you do the abdomen rising volume. How you stand, okay? Even how you're lying down, very detailed instruction. So detailed instruction. And Goenka, I think Thomas, you practice Goenka before, right? Okay. Okay. You can just tell me
Yes, I have.
how you feel.
Uh, yes, I feel the Goenka system is especially designed for beginners in
Okay.
meditation. It starts with anapanasati concentration meditation, and then with vipassana meditation. The vipassana system is to check the body, sending the awareness through the body from head to toe, up and down. And the goal is to reach the Banga stage at the end of a 10-day retreat, to feel like a special kind of sensation.
Okay, Banga state. So do they focus more on body or feeling, or is it same also, like Mahasi?
I don't know much about
About
Mahasi,
Mahasi,
but
okay,
Goenka is only focusing on bodily sensations.
okay,
It's Kaya Nupasana, I would
okay,
say.
okay. So what I know
First, it's
actually, they are more on body and feeling, yeah. Body and you like say shipping the what? Shipping the top body, right? Top to bottom, scanning the sensation, right?
yes, scanning, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this is much more we call it one of the method different is you can see is distinctly Mahasi is more on the abdomen, uh uh rising falling. So this is more on we call it scanning the body. So this is a different what we call it the method between one practice because the teacher they do this they find is successfully. So it scan the body also for the bodily feeling right, or sensation. Because when you focus this one, of course you can see the anicca dukkha anatta. Same, all right? So it's the same thing, but the kind of like we call it how the starting point is a little bit different. But ultimately, whether you're focusing on abdomen rising, falling, or you do the scanning, you're trying to understand your mind matter as anicca dukkha anatta. Right? Now, open awareness is the difference is open awareness be no specific object. So it's like we call it let the object appear by itself. In a way, it's actually kind of like relaxing. Actually, I like it. Sometimes is you don't trouble the mind looking for object. So that's why we call it choiceless awareness. Because you don't choose the object. In fact, you let the object appear to you. So which we already done previously. You just sit here and then you just keep the mind somewhere around the body and then things will appear. Sometimes it's the body feeling, sometimes it's you feel the body hard, sometimes you hear something, right? So at first it look like very like Brother Cole said, it look like the mind everywhere. But actually once you be able to keep the mind, like we said, balance, keep the mind in a neutral or equanimity state. So it's like we call it just like we call it a spider. You see, when they build a spider web, the spider always stay in the middle. So when there's some insect stuck on the spider web, so the spider will go there and eat it. Then it come back to the middle part again. So we just keep the mind somewhere kind of like in the equanimity state. So when the things appear, so we just observe it, the mind observe it, and then come back again. All right. So it's actually very relaxing because compared to Mahasi method, you need to walk in a certain way, sit in a certain way. You need to follow it. You must keep the hand at the back. You must stand in a certain way. So here, when people go for open awareness, they don't need to walk in a certain way, don't need to sit in a certain way. It's like very relaxing. So a lot of people after they go for open awareness, if Thomas, you never do that, you should try it. It's very relaxing. Yeah. Okay, Pa'a will be Samatha and Vipassana. Samatha first, Vipassana later. So you just have to practice according to their requirement is fourth jhana. Vipassana later. And Mogo is more on dependent origination. Okay, so no matter how you start with everything, but still you need to know everything is actually quite same. You need to get the right view on Namarupa, this kind of perception of self, I, you, and me. This is what I, my, myself, or something like that. The idea of this one. After that, once you should do it, that's why we listen to so many Dhamma talk. Because if we don't listen to Dhamma talk, we might forget it. Of course, we know it, but after a while, we forget. So we listen to Dhamma talk again and again, then we recall it. And when we start to practice, that is why we call it the skill, no? What is the skill here? So when you practice meditation, is important is we call it the skill. Yeah, I put somewhere here. Right. What is the skill? Skill means okay, noting. All right. Either you noting or we call it contemplating or whatever language you want to use it. Means that's the in Pali we will call it yada Buddha, as it is. As it is. All right. Means you contemplate things as it is. Means that you don't add on. For example, when you see like pain, pain is pain. Like sound is sound. Right? As it is. So this means that when you contemplate things, you don't put the not in the idea of I or my. That's very important. Because when you contemplate things, you compare the pain. All right. So you just pain, pain, pain. You contemplate the sound, 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 sound. All right. Then you don't cling on my pain, my sound, my feeling. Right. Feeling is feeling. Or everything is feeling is feeling. So this will really help us to progress. Why? Because you already like this, you are going to the very first one, very beginning one. Is the get rid of the perception of I am I. Of course, when you are really at the at the first enlightenment, you will get it at that time. So before that, we are actually kind of like practicing to reach that the first enlightenment. There's a Sotapanna. Because Sotapanna will discard Sakayaditi, means the perception of I, self. So before that, we are just kind of like a rehearsal, quite rehearsal. So when you do it like this, you are actually rehearsal, let the mind on that Sotapanna level. Okay? So that's very important. So, and how does the Marananusati help us? It help you not to cling to the body. Now, when we say Marananusati, contemplation of the dead, like the chanting just now, if you notice the chanting, which is actually very good. Okay. One way to see the death will not happen now, of course, but if you can contemplate things, issue leading to the death, like Jara, Biadi, Marana, right? Aging, sickness, and death. So if you contemplate this 1, 2 first, aging and sickness. So these two are something that support the Marana. That will happen because we are our body subject to aging. That will happen when we are getting we are subject to aging and death. All right, so let me write down. So okay. So on Maranasati, okay, that contemplation of that means that the factors of that, all right, be or by the factors of that. What's the factor of that? Aging. Aging and sickness. So because of these two, we will die. I mean, natural death, of course, not the accident death. So we can contemplate when every time you see aging in yourself or sickness in other people, you can tell, oh, because of this show anicca in our body. Because of anicca, that will happen. That's why Buddha say you can contemplate the worst day. That is life is uncertain, that is certain. Okay, so just contemplate by this. Life is uncertain. That is certain. So it's a very simple English, but it really hits the truth. Okay. So we just recall it again and again, and consider things that will lead us to die. So this will help us. Finally, what happened? Of course, the advantage is having the spiritual urgency. Another one will be, of course, spiritual urgency will lead to more energy, more effort. And also beside this, you will be able to let go easily. Means less attachment. So if you are going to die anytime, so there's no point you having attachment to other people, to your properties, and so on. Okay. And beside this, also another thing, it let us overcome. We call it overcome problems in life. Because a lot of problem is either caused by our relationship, a bad relationship with others, or we cling in the wrong way, or we take things too seriously. So if we are going to die anytime, so no point we cling to the bad things, or no point we having wrong view about other people, or we get upset when people are having conflict with us, or when people scold us or anything, right? So that's how it help us to practice strongly, seriously in the Vipassana. Okay, Thomas?
Yes.
Okay, you want to say something or ask something?
No, I was just thinking, sorry.
Yeah, I know you need to process the information.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Anyway, so this is something for Maranasati. So let's say, even though you say you find contemplate it now, yes, we can contemplate it now, but also sometimes it's good to draw a plan in like 10 years plan, or 5 years plan, or 1 year plan, no? So it gives a sense of timing to our life. All right. That's last time we talking about what having a depth view. Yeah, because it's kind of like help us to read out. Read out means that having a final sense of life, like you are going to the next journey. Let's say if you're going to for holiday. So before you go to holiday, don't you need to tidy your house, keep things well, and put things and leave the message to your family members or neighbor that I'm going for a journey. So also if we are going to next life, we also need to do some preparation, right? So we need to prepare, like a lot of things not important, so we have to let go. Okay. Now, I think that's enough for today. So this is some kind of like daily practice which I did or I'm doing. Okay. I hope to do more. All right. Okay. Now, I think most of you can practice, right? So now, either which way you want to practice, Mahasi or Goenka, whatever. So what I suggest is sometimes it's good to do choices awareness. That's good. Okay. So what we do is we start with now we go for metta chanting, because we want to uh have practice this, we call it Brahmacariya, metta chanting. Okay. And when we practice metta chanting, there are a few ways, like we say. One way is okay, metta chanting. So when we are doing metta chanting, is also which includes the other, like karuna, uh, and karuna and mudita and so on, right? So it includes all this. So we can chant slowly because it helps us, and also so you can chant slowly and deeply. So this is good because we are on this yes, yes, yes path. Okay, that's important, no? Because if we tell the mind no, 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 no all the time, if you notice your monkey mind or child mind, the mind will fight back sooner or later. Okay. So after we do the metta chanting, so that's the first thing we do. Second thing is you can practice now we'll say, okay, now we mentioned yesterday. Now, what is the object of metta? Generally, you can practice to myself or respected person or dear one or neutral person, or even to your enemy, or we call it unloved one. Now, karuna you can practice only to the sufferer, those in pain. So later when I tell you metta, so you choose which one you want to practice. So later maybe another 10 minutes, so I will tell you karuna. Then you visualize, if you want, you can visualize those in pain, in suffering, so you can practice to themselves. So mudita will be you think about good deeds of others and yourself. So mudita is you have to think about something that make yourself happy. It must be not the normal thing like I eat ice cream, whatever, I'm happy. Not that kind of a mundane one, right? And the last one is upeka. Upeka is equanimity. So how you keep the mind in balance, okay? How you going to keep the mind in balance? So it's actually more on vipassana, you know. That's one thing you can practice with vipassana, means letting go whatever things coming, so let go the objects. All the object coming in. That's one way. The other way is Kamasaka. So means beings have their own karma. Okay. So everybody subject to their own karma. So like when we try to help people, if they're not appreciative of our help, so we have to let go. And if they suffer, it's their karma. Good or bad, so the karma belong to them. Okay, so now we're going to start with metta chanting. So after that, when I tell you all meditate, you all just do the metta first. So maybe later 10 minutes, I tell you do karuna. So you just think about the any people in suffering. Then after that, mudita, think about the good deeds of others and yourself. And then, okay. So any question about here before we start practice?
Saji,
Yes.
Saji, just want to check, right? The meditation by the Thais, Thai,
Okay.
what is it under? Someone,
Thai? Oh,
Thai.
Thai, huh? Okay, Thai.
Mm.
Thai actually they are not what I know is most of them start with the anapana. All right. What they say they are they are more on the anapana, but they don't differentiate between the vipassana and samatha. They are actually doing samatha and vipassana together. Because you all read the Ajahn Chah book, right? Ajahn Chah book. Ajahn Chah say when you pick up a stick, both ends come together. So one end is samatha, one end is vipassana. So they sometimes they do on Buddho, uh, anapana, breathing meditation with the Buddho to calm down the mind. So after that, they just focus on the body and feeling. But what I know is they are doing the samatha and vipassana together. Of course, sometimes they focus on this breath to calm down. But they don't stress that you must go to a first jhana, second jhana. Because in so far as I know, I mean, because I don't really practice Thai, they don't really pay attention to Abhidhamma, you know, Abhidhamma study. That's why a lot of monks, if they want to learn Abhidhamma, they come to Myanmar. All right? Because they don't pay attention to Abhidhamma and they don't really follow the wisdom Magga. Because they say wisdom Magga is a commentary work, which is true. Wisdom Magga is a commentary work. So they don't say we must study wisdom Magga. So in Myanmar, we study wisdom Magga, we also study Abhidhamma. Okay. So they are following the text, the sutta of the Buddha, like Anapanasati sutta and so on. Okay. But as long as all the practice, as I say, it gives the right view, discard the wrong view. So this perception of this one, we call it wrong view. Okay. So as long as they give the right view, they give you help you to discard the wrong view, they're actually the right path already. Okay, now no question. So we will start with the chanting. We will follow the chanting we prepared yesterday on our paper. So if you have the paper, so yesterday one. Okay. Okay. Now what we do is we are going to recite slowly because I want you have the time to digest. All right. So we're going to start. Okay. Now we start with the first one. You all can see the screen, right? Okay. So put the hand together also. Now imagine your your object means the person you're going to send. First, for these two will be all beings, right? So after that, when we say aham aviroma, it will be myself. So for this one, it will be always. So actually here you just think about just a general, it's spreading the metta everywhere, right? Okay, we can start now. Sabbe sata bhavantu sukhitata. Sabbe sata sukhita hontu. Okay. Avera hontu. Abhyapacha hontu. Aniga hontu. Sukhi athanam. Pariharantu. Dukkha muchantu. Yada lada sampatito. Mavigachantu kamasaka. Okay. Now, when we see here, okay, so up to here is metta. So when you recite dukkha muchantu is karuna, compassion. And then yada lada sampatito mavigachantu is joy. Kama Saka. So when you recite Kama Saka, you have to think that whatever attachment to all the beings, whatever worries to them, you have to let go because it's their own karma. Okay. Now, after that, now we're going to radiate to myself, my loved one, and so on. So according to chanting, I think you're all familiar with this chanting. Aham avero homi. Abhyapacho homi. Anigo homi. Sukhi atanam. Paliharami. Mama mata pitu. Acharya cha. Nyatimita cha. Sabrahmacharino cha. Avera hontu. Abhyapacha hontu. Aniga hontu. Sukhihatanam. Paliharantu. Now to all the yogis. So that's including all of you. Imasame arame sabe yogino. Havera hontu. Abhyapacha hontu. Aniga hontu. Sukhi atanam. Pariharantu. Now to all the vulnerables. Imasame arame sabe bhikkhu. Samanera cha. Upasaka upasikayo cha. Avera hontu. Abhyapacha hontu. Aniga hontu. Sukhi atanam. Pariharantu. Okay. Supporters means those who support the Dhamma, monastery and so on. Aham kam Chatupachaya dayaka Havera hontu. Abhyapacha hontu. Aniga hontu. Sukhi athanam. Pariharantu. Now, Deva, you can think about the Deva who stay around in your place, either here or on the sky. Aham kam araka devata ima same vihare ima same awase ima same arame araka devata avira hontu abhyapacha hontu aniga hontu sukhi athanam pariharantu. Now to the beings. So generally your mind should take all beings as the object. Sabe sata, sabe pana, sabe buddha, sabe pugala, sabe atabawa, paliyapana, sabaitiyo, sabe pulisa. Sabe ariya, sabe anariya, sabe dewa, sabe manusa, sabe vinipatika. Havera hontu, abhyapacha hontu. Aniga hontu sukhi athanam paliharantu. Dukha mucyantu yada lada sampatito mavigachantu kamasaka. Now direction. So this is a direction. So if you want, you can just roughly think about east, west, and so on. But if you find thinking direction is too complicated, just like spreading out your metta around you, that will be enough. Purati Maya Disaya, Pachimaya Disaya, Uttaraya Disaya, Dakinaya Disaya. Purati Maya Anudisaya, Pachimaya Anudisaya, Uttaraya Anudisaya, Dakinaya Anudisaya, Hetimaya Disaya, Upalimaya Disaya. Now to all beings again. Sabe sata, sabe pana, sabe buddha, sabe pugala, sabe atabawa, paliyapana, sabaitiyo, sabe pulisa. Sabe aliya, sabe analiya, what is it? Sabe dewa, sabe manusa, sabe vinipatika. Avera hontu, abhyapacha hontu. Aniga hontu sukhi athanam pariharantu dukha mucyantu yada lada sampatito mavigachantu Kama, Saka. Now this is a universe. So at this point, your mind should think as far as you can because we are talking about the whole universe. Udam yawa bawa gacha ado yawa avichito samanta chakawalesu ye sata patavichara abhya paja niveraja nidukkha cha nupadawa udam yawa bawa gacha adu yawa avichito samanta chakawalesu ye sata udake chara abhya paja niveraja nidukkha cha nupadawa. Okay, last one. Udam yawa bawa gacha adu yawa avichito samanta chakawalesu ye sata akase chara abhya paja niveraja nidukkha cha nupadawa. Okay, now what we do is we are going to the practice now. So what we do is there are one way for this I think I mentioned to you all. One way in Myanmar tradition is we learn to untrust. First we do is ask forgiveness from the triple gem. Okay, for our mistake. Second thing is entrust our 5 aggregates to the Buddha, to the triple gem. So this will help us to let go. And third one, we can think about, okay, think like Maranasati, okay? Okay, we will die soon. So this will help us to focus on this session rather than thinking here and there, right? So please follow after me so we can just think about that. Number one, if we have done any mistakes to our respected person or to the triple gem, may the triple gem, the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, forgive us. May we learn from our mistake. May we be able to calm the mind by asking forgiveness. And number two, let us entrust our 5 aggregates to the triple gem. So in this way, we will not have attachment to our 5 aggregates and we'll be able to bear the pain that will come out, any uncomfortable feeling come out from the body during this session. Number three, we need to think life is uncertain, that is certain. Life is uncertain, that is certain. Life is uncertain, that is certain. So we can die at any time, any moment. So in this way, let us dedicate this session of meditation to the Dhamma. So we can practice now. So I will tell you all that first we will start with the metta because we on the topic of metta. Okay. So you can sit comfortably, and now when I tell you, we will start with metta. So later I'll tell you we will start with karuna, compassion. So make sure you all sit comfortably, and then just radiate the loving kindness to yourself or to your respected person, up to you, whatever you want to do. So we'll practice for 10 minutes.